Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, world. Welcome to episode, what's it, 72?
72, yes.
Is it 72 to that or 71?
I think it's 72.
It is 72 because last week was 69 2.0.
Yep.
Once again, I'm sorry for that, Mama T. Has your mom said anything to me about that or said anything to you about my jokes?
Not a word.
I'm waiting on the day for your mom to text you about Jared. Filter now is getting a little questionable. And I'm gonna sing your mom a song on the podcast. The day she complains about me making my jokes, my inappropriate jokes, crossing the line sometimes and stuff, I'm gonna sing your mom a song on the podcast. It's called "I'm Sorry, Mom." Do you remember the episode of Rob Deerday? What was his name? I can't think of the guy's name that they made a. Rob got actually he was drunk leaving a nightclub, had to get carried out, and him and who was? Let me look it up. Did you watch Rob and Big?
No, I wasn't a big rock. I never really got into it. Then again, I didn't really grow up watching MTV, VH1.
I was massive. Who? Oh, it was John Mayer. That's who it was.
Okay.
John Mayer wrote a song about Deerdick saying, "I'm sorry, Mom," because John Mayer took all the blame for it. But folks, I think we have a good show tonight. I don't have my Shark Week stuff because you know how much Shark Week stuff I've watched?
Who even are you, the man?
Well, I have not had internet in my house since Friday.
Gotcha.
So we lost internet Friday. It's because of Xfinity issues. It took them 5 days to come to my house to fix my internet, cable, and all that. You know how long it took the guy to fix the problem once he found it? 30 seconds. He literally tightened a bolt and put a new line in there. Took him 30 seconds to do, per my wife. And next thing you know, we had internet, cable, all that again.
Oh, wow.
Just when we were going out, just for us to go out of town.
That's about right.
Literally, that pisses me off, Starkey. So I'm going to save next week's shark trivia I have for next week's show, basically, just so we can stump Sharky. By the way, our trivia team, Jawick 2, or Jawick, suffered its first loss.
Oh, man.
Every week we were adding Jawick 1.0, Jawick 2.0. We ended at Jawick 2.0 right now. It's not. Dude, last night's questions sucked. By the way, I'll speak this real fast. Do you know how much money I got for not being without internet and all that for 5 days?
How much?
Xfinity gifted me $43.70.
There you go.
Starkey, that's terrible. $43 for not having internet for 5 days?
Well, yeah.
We couldn't even sit at our house. That's how we did for a bit. But when you got a one-year-old, you need some sort of music. I couldn't even use Alexa.
Yeah.
It was terrible. But tonight we have a pretty good show. We're going to start our primer for the college football season. We're T-minus less than, I think, 47 days, 46, 45 days.
I think it's 45.
Something like that. 45 days. So we're going to talk about the TBT real fast. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty of that. And then we're going to jump into the American Athletic Conference, a.k.a. Conference USA 2.0.
Yes.
Hey, Starkey, what is the episode of this title? What is the episode's title going to be?
I believe, if my memory serves me right, it is Fire Silverfield.
Yeah, darn right it is. Yeah, I don't know a guy that hates Ron Silverfield more than my dad. My dad hates that guy with a passion.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. We'll get into that here in a second. But let's jump into it real fast. Hey, Memphis, dude, we were worried last week on the show about this team couldn't shoot. Dude, game one, they were 9. They were, what were they? Adonis Thomas, my boy.
Carried the team.
My old running mate back in the day, a little family game, was 9 of 10 from 3. The team alone was 18 of 19 or 18 of 25 from 3. They shot amazing. This is for a Memphis team. This is This is like the team you dream of. If you're a Memphis Tiger person, a team that can actually make a jump shot. Anyway, they won game 1, and then they played the aftershock. You're like, okay, hey, this is a little rivalry game. A little Wichita State, Memphis. Memphis blew a 21 freaking point lead. 21 point lead. In true Memphis fashion.
Yeah.
A team that could have won the title in true Memphis fashion finds a way to blow it. Don't you just love that, Starkey?
Yeah. That's par from the course for a Memphis team, though.
And then Arkansas, of course. Arkansas was supposed to play Memphis. Nope. Arkansas played with Wichita State, and then due to a couple bad calls, Arkansas lost to Wichita State. And here's the thing, it was at Wichita State, too. So that really didn't help us. But you know what? Let's jump into the reason why we're here. We'll save all the sponsorships for the end. But we got to hear our main one first, folks. College football season is just around the corner. Whether you're getting ready to buy or sell your home, make sure you call Mitchell James. Make sure your home is properly well inspected before you pay that great sum of money. Plus, before you hit that 7.5% interest rate. Call Mitch. We love him. He's been a sponsor for 20, it feels like 20 years now.
Since what, day one?
Where are you going to find a guy that's like what is he? I think he's like 50 now, 50 straight employees of the month. Where are you going to find a guy that has been an employee of the month for 50 straight months?
I mean,
you're not.
You're not.
You will not.
No.
He's licensed in both Mississippi and Tennessee. If you use code BDL15, you get 15% off your first home inspection. Once again, I cannot go higher. I tried. He got pissed. Oh, before we jump into the AAC, let's talk about the freak injuries.
Yes.
Nyheim Hines. So it breaks on Twitter. Nyheim Hines is being rushed to the hospital for like a boat accident. Next thing you know, come and find, if I read correctly, he just got run over by a freaking jet ski.
He was on a jet ski sitting idly, and a dude crashed into his jet ski.
Tore his ACL, down for the year. So what? Super nice guy though. I met him in person in Charlotte, the Charlotte airport. Super nice guy. I said I was wearing a Harry Potter shirt because we came from Universal. I was like, I thought I was wearing my Cleveland Browns Manziel jersey, but I was like, no, I was wearing because I was showing somebody today and we were talking about it. But I think I was reading something. He could be out of money he could not get paid this entire season.
Really?
Void a contract. And most NFL contracts, like most professional athletes' contract, there's stipulations like you're not going to do something like this. You're not going to get on ATVs. Some people you can't go hunting.
Yeah.
You can't go four-wheeler ride, ATV riding. You can't go jet skiing. You can't do all this stuff because, hey, we're paying you millions of dollars. I don't want you to get run over, break your neck, shoot your finger off, or in this case, tear your ACL. Granted, he wasn't doing anything. He was just sitting there, but he still tore his ACL.
Right. No fault of his own. That still happened.
Hey, RIP, and then let's talk about this real fast. Jim Harbaugh got suspended.
Yes.
But do you know how many games? So, here's my thing. Why suspend him for like the first? Why not? You know who they're playing the first 4 games?
I haven't looked at the schedule.
It's bad. Like, it's easy. Like, Sarky, you could coach the team and you could lead them to 4-0. They play East Carolina.
Call me Wolves.
UNLV. So East Carolina finished last season 8-5. Okay, not a bad record, right?
Right.
Yeah. Not bad. UNLV. UNLV sucks. Barry Odom's there, unfortunately. They're coming off a 5-1. They're coming off a 5-1 season. They got to play Bowling Green. Bowling Green's coming off a 6-win season. And then they got to play Rutgers. And Rutgers sucks. I keep forgetting Greg Schiano's still there.
Yeah.
Rutgers is coming off a 4-win season. So the first 4 games that Harbaugh was missing, one team has a winning record. Starkey, you could go 4-0.
Let's do it.
You own a pair of khakis?
I do. Well, in my line of work, you have to.
Well, you have to wear khakis to be the coach of Michigan, in case you didn't know.
Yep.
But let's jump into it. Ready? AAC, Conference USA 2.0. So let's kind of just go run down to last year. So last year was the season of miracles. You had Tulane and the Member.
Yep.
Shock everybody. End up going 12-2 to make it to the at-large bowl game. Not only make it, to beat one of the best USC teams in recent, I think 2004, 2005 Trojans.
That game was amazing too.
But it's just, you're sitting there and you're like, okay, yeah, that game was amazing. And then you look at it too. Tulane's there. Tulane's the odds-on favorite right now. They did the coaches poll today, and then you had UTSA had a good year. Houston had about okay year. I think they were down. SMU had a down year as well. You had Tulane. I'll go through the orders real fast. Tulane at 7-1 in the conference. UCF 6-2. Cincinnati 6-2. SMU 5-3. Houston 5-3. Navy 4-4. East Carolina 4-4 in conference play. Memphis 3-5. Tulsa 3-5. Temple 1-7, and USF 0-8. So you lost 3 out of your top 5 teams. You lost UCF, Cincinnati, and Houston.
Yep.
Will be a very tough. It's going to be tough for Memphis. I'm not going to lie. So this year they did the media poll came out. Tulane was the odds-on favorite to win the American Athletic Conference. UTSA is 9. SMU is 3. Memphis 4. FAU 5. East Carolina 6. North Texas is 7. UAB got a vote. So Tulane got 20 votes. UTSA got 9. SMU got 3. Memphis got 1. UAB, who's predicted to finish at 8th, got 1 vote. Navy's supposed to come in at 9th. Temple at 10. Tulsa at 11. Rice at 12. South Florida at 13. And Charlotte at 14.
And the only reason Charlotte there because isn't Charlotte the newcomer?
So Charlotte, Rice, North Texas, and FAU are all and UTSA are all the newcomers.
Okay.
They lost 3. They added 5.
Right. Gotcha.
So it's a net add of 2.
Yeah.
So right now, a lot of people have projected, or like most magazines, like Athlon has Tulane, UTSA. It pretty much is the same order as this. I was looking at it right now. It's literally the exact same order. But let's jump into it. Starkey, do you have any players to watch for this year? Anybody out of the Anybody out of the American?
I'm gonna go.
I have 2.
I do. I've got 2, and they are both returning guys.
Who do you have, Starkey?
Let's see.
We probably had the same ones.
I imagine we probably do. We got Michael Pratt.
Who I don't have him.
So last year he accounted for 3,488 total yards and 37 overall touchdowns. 37 overall touchdowns. He is the quarterback of Tulane. Like we said, finished with a 12-win season. They finished 9th in the country, upsetting USC. So don't be shocked if he's in the running, if not the odds-on favorite for AAC Player of the Year. And then I'm going to go a little bit of a homer, but I think this is a big year for our boy Seth Hennigan.
Oh, it has to be.
It absolutely has to be.
Hear me out. If you can't win with him this year, he's going somewhere big next year.
Yes. Well, I mean, you think about it though. He was fighting, or Silverfield had to fight off transfer offers for Hennigan this year.
Stark, yeah, don't that pisses. Don't say that man's name to me.
I'm sorry, the current coach at Memphis.
There we go. I get the heebie-jeebies. But yeah, dude, him again, because he's actually my top guy as well. He's actually one of my star players this year. I think it's a make it break a year, and if they have a bad year this year, I think one, he's gone.
Yep.
Here's the thing. He's 6'3". The kid can make all the throws. He just doesn't really have the weapons. And the Memphis offense the past 2 years with them as starting quarterback has been, hey, get the ball to one guy and one guy. That's been Memphis's mindset the past couple of years. But your boy Michael Pratt, I don't know. I wasn't that impressed with him. He kind of more gave me vibes of a game manager.
He does give you game manager vibes, but the man is solid. He knows his role. He's good at what he does. I think Pratt's going to be in for a good season.
Because they had the star running back from last year. What was his name? I'm pulling it up right now. Taji Spears was basically their offense last year for a good portion of the season.
And then he went off to the NFL.
And then Pratt balled out in the in the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah.
My big guy, my two guys are an older guy. His name is Frank Harris from UTSA.
Okay.
The past couple of years, Frank has actually proven to get better and better. Last year, he had 32 touchdowns to 9 interceptions, completed 70% of his passes for 4,063 yards. And on top of that, Stark, he also ran for 602 yards and 9 touchdowns.
That's not bad.
He will never have an NFL career, so he's going into his 5th year of college due to the COVID year. Mm-hmm. He's going into his 5th year as a starting quarterback for the UTSA. But man, he's about to ball out. I think it will be a down year though, because I think he'll ball out stat wise, but I think it's going to be a tough year though for the Roadrunners. But because y'all stole his best weapon,
Zachary.
You know, I was reading a mock draft. You know, a lot of people now have him as a day 2 prospect just because he's at an SEC school now. I was like, wait, what? I was like, stop it.
I think
Dart won't throw him the ball.
I read today. No. I think I read today he's one of the top 10, I think, returning wide receivers in the country. I think it's what On3 had him as. So I'm looking forward to it.
So then let's quickly just kind of go through it. Who do you think is going to be a big, out of the new schools that we get, who do you think is going to be a big surprise?
So let's run through these again. The new ones are
Charlotte, FAU, Rice, and North Texas and UAB. So you got UTSA, UAB, North Texas, Rice, and FAU and Charlotte.
I want to say UAB just because the Blazers have a soft spot in my heart for some reason. I don't know why, but I got to go to Alabama.
Is it Trent Dilfer?
See, I think he's going to do okay there. I was really shocked by that hire, if I'm being honest.
You know, I'm looking at I wrote this down earlier. Did you know? Sorry, it's off topic, but did you know that we have a lot of legacies, or I guess somewhat legacies, in coaching in the American now.
Okay.
Do you know who the offensive coordinator is for Tulsa?
I feel like I've heard it. Who is it?
Steve Spurrier Jr.
Okay, there you go.
Do you know who the offensive coordinator is for FAU? You should know this.
Um,
Charlie Fry. Did y'all fire him?
no, we have Charlie Weiss is ours. Charlie Weiss Jr.
Oh, okay. I got it backwards. My bad. Never mind. We just have one legacy.
Fire Weiss, but it's not going to happen.
No, you don't. Stop it, Starkey. So, who do you think are the big contenders this year in the American?
I mean, it's going to sound boring, but I mean, I got to go Tulane just until they show something else otherwise. I think they're probably the best team in the conference.
I don't know, man. I'm not a big on Tulane this year. I think Tulane has to be here. So, who? If I had to put a gun to your head, who do you think what do you think the American Championship is going to be? And then we'll get down to a couple teams, little schedules here and there.
Okay. So I'm not sure.
So you pick your top two, and I'll pick my top two.
Okay. I have to look at the divisions. Hang on, let me pull the divisions up real quick.
You don't got to worry about it, baby. Just pick your top two.
Oh, okay. So I did not realize this. With the new look AAC, they got 14 teams, no divisions this year. So with that said, I am going to go with. Let's look at them. Give me Tulane SMU.
So Tulane SMU, that's an interesting one.
I'm going to go Tulane SMU.
So, I'm SMU. SMU all the way. SMU is like, so growing up, I've said we have 4 teams to cheer for. You cheer for the Hogs, you cheer for the Tigers, the Memphis Tigers, you cheer for SMU, and you cheer for Baylor.
All right.
SMU all the way. So, do you know why we're going to SMU? They have a kid who I think is going to be flying up draft boards. Has not played much at SMU. His name is Mr. Preston Stone.
Okay. Yep.
Preston Stone is taking over for Tanner McAdoo, who transferred to Wisconsin of all places. Still makes zero freaking sense. But I think Preston Stone has got an arm that a lot of people have said he's given them shades of a good Christian version of Johnny Manziel.
Ooh, okay.
They said he is a playmaker. He can make all the throws. They just wanted to let it go out. They wanted him to just wait it out for him to get his time. Let Tanner play his thing since he transferred from OU.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I watched Preston Stone on like this YouTube thing. The guy can make all the freaking throws in the world. He was number 18 overall quarterback coming out of high school. The guy has got a cannon for an arm. He hasn't played much, but guess what, Starkey? I don't need him to. Because he's going to come out there and just let the ball fly. This is a guy that has a total of 55 career attempts. 55! And you know what? I'm not worried. Because guess what? He's going to put the team on his back. He has proven... I think he's proven he's going to be a stud.
Of those 55, how many has he completed?
31.
Okay.
I think Rhett Lashley runs a great offensive system that's going to do for him. They're not. The issue with them is they're not returning that many starters. They're only returning 4 offensive starters and returning 5 on defense. So it's kind of going to be a rebuilding year for them a little. But I think with that the high power offense they have, you don't got to worry about much.
Yeah.
They added 2 great running back transfers that's going to be pivotal in their pass-heavy offense. I think watch out for them. And you know what? Call me freaking crazy. I hate to say it. I hate Ryan Silverfield. I want him to fail because I want him gone. I think Memphis makes a run, man. Call me homer.
Here we go.
Memphis, SMU.
All right.
So let's look at the schedule. So both of us have SMU. Both of us have SMU going to the conference championship game, right?
Yep.
Real fast. Do you know McCaffrey still plays in the American?
Is it McCaffrey?
Luke, the youngest McCaffrey brother, plays at Rice. He's a wide receiver.
Yeah.
They all suck. Besides Christian, they all suck. Dylan couldn't play at Michigan, so then he transferred to Northern Colorado. And then he got apparently, if I remember correctly, somebody put a warrant out for his arrest. He's he flung a clipboard up in the air and somebody said it hit him. But let's jump into it. So SMU, and I'll send you a link. It's pretty weird. So SMU has Louisiana Tech. That's a dub. OU. Heck, you never know. OU sucked last year. I think they'll be better than last year. OU, you never know. That's probably an L. Prairie View A&M. That's a dub. TCU at TCU. That's an L. So they're probably 2-2 going into conference play. They play Charlotte. Dub. East Carolina. Dub. Temple. Dub. Tulsa. Dub. Rice. Dub. North Texas. Dub. At Memphis.
That could be a trap game.
I'm going L. Memphis always shows out for these big games, L. And then they play Navy. I think they go 9. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think they go 9-3.
Okay. Is that going to be?
They will win all their home games. Because hear me out. Listen to their away games. So OU and TCU don't matter, right?
Right.
Non-conference. Listen to their away games for the American. I almost said Conference USA. I'm sorry. East Carolina, Temple, Rice, and Memphis.
Okay.
No way. Rice won 5 games last year. Temple won 3 games last year. 2. And Charlotte won 1 game. I'm sorry. Charlotte won 3 games last year. You mean to tell me? Then you got Memphis, who was terrible in conference last year.
Yeah.
So I think they run the table, in my opinion. So do we want to do Memphis next? Let's do Tulane, Brain. Ready? Let's run through their schedule and what we think on that one, okay?
All right.
So Tulane in the membrane. South Alabama. That's a dub.
That's a dub.
Do they pull off the upset they missed last year at Ole Miss? With Ole Miss?
I'm going to say on the road, no. I'm going to go.
No, it's at home. Tulane's at home this year, baby.
Home. Oh, it is at home. Everyone's saying that's a trap game.
They're going to pack out the Superdome.
They are going to pack out the Superdome. I am.
Oh, Mercedes-Benz Dome, sorry.
Do what?
I think that's an L.
Yeah, I think it's an L.
So with Tulane though, they're returning 4 offensive linemen, starters, a wide receiver, and Michael Pratt. Defense, they're returning 6 guys. So they're not relatively that new, but I think they're losing what helped them last year. The run game should be fine. You're returning 4 out of your 5. That's your big. That's what won it last year for him. But I don't think they'll be able to do it again though without the running back. So Ole Miss is a loss. So at 1-1, Southern Miss, win, 2-1. Nichols, win. UAB, and win.
I'm going to go win.
Okay, win. At Memphis.
At Memphis, I'm going to go L.
Ooh. Texas. Home.
North Texas, UNC's a dub.
They play North Texas, then Rice, then East Carolina. That's 2 wins. That's 2 more wins.
Yeah, 3 wins in a row.
That's 3 wins in a row. But they do have a tough remaining 3 games. Tulsa.
Yes, they do.
That's a dub. That's a tough dub. FAU is not a tough out at FAU. And then they ended the season with UTSA.
I'm going to say those last 3. I'm going to say they go 1 and 2.
I could see it. I think they win the Tulsa game. So that would put Tulsa at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they get 1, 2. That's 2 conference losses. That's them out of. That puts them out. So
yep.
Let's get to the pride of the podcast. Ready? Memphis. Where do we think? How good do you think Memphis will be? Will this Memphis team be back to a better team? So hear me out. This will be.
I hope so.
If Memphis wins 6 games this year, that will be our 10th straight bowl game.
I did not realize that.
So answer me this. How many bowl games do you think Memphis has won in those 10 years?
I'm going to say 3.
Are you sure? Final answer.
I'm going to say 3.
Are we locking it in?
We're locking it in.
Okay. I'm pulling it up right now. Okay. 2014. That was the beatdown of the Mormons.
Yep.
Dub. Lost to Auburn the next year. Lost to Western Kentucky. Lost to Iowa State. Lost to Wake Forest in the heartbreaking fashion. Lost the Cotton Bowl. Hey, but we won the Montgomery Bowl, baby, against FAU. And then Memphis fans say we won the Hawaii Bowl. Come on, man. Hawaii waited the last possible second to announce they didn't have enough players because of COVID.
That's true.
And then they won last year 38-10 against Utah State. So they won 1, 2. They won. You were right. They won 3 games. So Memphis is currently 3-9, or 3-6 in bowl games.
Yeah.
Not good.
Not great at all.
We make it to them, but we just can't win it. But this is a year, I think, if you're Memphis, you're favored 8 of your games this year.
Okay.
So let's jump into it. Ready? Betham Cook. So Memphis returning Common and probably one of the best quarterbacks, Seth Hennigan. And then they're returning 6 defensive players and a kicker. I think they're about to be solid. So 6, Seth Hennigan, here's a fact for you. He's thrown for almost 7,000 yards in 2 seasons.
Yeah, it doesn't shock me at all.
The offense is amazing. They're fine. They average 35 points a game, and they average 421 yards a game. They're clicking at the right time. They added a good transfer in Mr. Toski Dove. That's a great name. He's a transfer from Missouri. And then a guy everybody's kind of high on is Rock Taylor. They said his upside is very high. They kind of give him a DeMonte Coxey vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go run through the Memphis schedule real fast. Betham Cook. Dub. Arkansas State. Dub.
Okay.
Arkansas State's a dumpster fire. Here you go. This is probably one of the biggest asterisks of the year, which we don't know what to do. Navy.
that one's always tough because I feel like the last 10 years it's always been raining.
Memphis always they do. Don't. Oh my God, that brings back nightmares of that year where, I think it was like 2016. No, it was 2018.
The tropical storm.
The Daryl Henderson, Tony Pollard year, where like they ran the ball all game long for like 500 yards. And next thing you know, the second half, Ryan Silverfield says, "Hey, let's pass the ball, guys."
Yeah.
No, it was Mike Norvell.
Yeah,
He said, "Hey, let's pass the ball." All second half in the pouring down rain, and we ended up losing. Dude, don't. No, that was a bad B-dubs. Let me see if I can find it.
I'm going to go Dub versus Navy. I think by now teams are hopefully starting to figure out the triple option.
Here's the thing. You can't prepare for it, though. That's the issue, Starkey. You cannot prepare for the triple option. Triple option is one of the tough, and that's what knocked us out of the playoffs my senior year, was the goddamn triple freaking option. Here it is. I found it. Ready? Memphis had a 15-point lead going into the fourth quarter, or 21-9. They had a 12-point lead going into the fourth quarter. Hey, you know what? Pouring down rain. Let's pass the ball the entire second half. Daryl Henderson, you know what he did that game? Starkey, he averaged 16 yards a carry.
Good night.
In that game, he had 13 carries for, 212 yards.
Golly.
Here's the thing, the time of possession was Navy. That's the one thing that worries you, is you have to get the stops.
Yeah.
Against Navy. Navy's one of those teams, if you don't get if you're not getting them off the field, they will control the game.
Yeah.
Navy, listen to this. So I told you Memphis had a 12-point lead and Daryl Henderson had 213 yards.
Yep.
Memphis' time of possession was 17 minutes. Navy had a 42-minute span.
Oh, wow.
And it didn't help that Memphis had 4 turnovers that game.
Yeah.
That was a bad day at B-Dubs. Bad day at B-Dubs. That was dude, it was bad. So then let's keep going. So Navy, that's a dub. Missouri at St. Louis.
I'm gonna go L.
That's an L. That's an L. So 3-1. Boise State. I think you can get it done.
I think you can get it. I think that's gonna be a coin. That's gonna be a coin flip. But I'll go dub.
What's going to get Memphis is the beginning of their season is super hard because right here, look, you got Navy, Missouri, Boise State, and Tulane.
Yep.
But hey, 3 out of the 4 of those are at home. And then you got UAB, and you got Tulane. We said double on that. So you're looking at Memphis being 4-1. UAB, I think that's a dub. Or Texas, that's a dub.
Yep.
USF, dub.
Yep.
Charlotte, dub. SMU, L.
Yeah.
Nothing Temple. I think, hear me out. If you don't win 8 games with this Memphis team, Silverfield's got to go.
Yeah. I think 8-4 is like the floor for this team.
And it's not because we're finding a guy over 8 wins. No, it's the fact we're finding a guy because you're trying to make that leap to another conference.
Yes. You've done all of
You're
these
literally
things
getting a
to
brand
make it
new.
Big 12. Silverfield's not the guy to get you there.
No, he is not the guy. And you're getting a brand new stadium. You're getting all the bells and whistles. You got to make a move. Time to get rid of Ryan at the end of the year.
Yep.
So I think we're both in conclusion. SMU will reach the conference championship game. Fingers crossed they do for our sake. And we're going to write these down and see how we do at the end of the year. So you're going to keep track. SMU, Memphis, and then Tulane. Yeah, there we go. That way we've got to hold ourselves accountable for the fans because we're followed by the Grizzlies.
We are followed by the Grizzlies. Breaking news is
Yeah, way to
happening.
get a follow back today. Starkey handles our social media.
Thank you, sir.
I think that's going to do it for tonight's episode. Pretty good show. Next week will be better than ever as always. Next week we're going to do the Atlantic Coastal Conference. Now, let me tell you what. I don't think any of us know who we're going to pick yet. I'm down to 3 teams.
I have not even looked at it, so.
Hey, folks, we'll see you next week better than ever. In the words of the great Chris Vernon, we gone.